have you got a celebration lined up for when you score your first goal in a senior game?
First goals. If we're winning, knee slide, kiss the badge.
Yeah, you heard it here first. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
That'll be cold. Yeah, looking forward to seeing it as well.
Hopefully it comes soon.
The official Manchester City podcast. Watch the full video version of this show via City Plus now.
Hello and welcome to the official Man City podcast. I'm Liam Loftus and today we are joined by none other than David Noah.
Yeah, good to see you, my friend.
Thank you very much. How are you?
Yeah, very, very good. Very good.
We've got a very exciting one. A very exciting young player, Nico O'Reilly.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I love getting the chance to speak to some of the academy kids coming through today because, you know, we've been on a similar path, but the club today is very different to say what it was when I first came through. So to hear what they're like as people, to hear what the club's like, I think it's brilliant insight and, you know, an inspiration for so many people who will follow him as well.
I think as a fan, you see this as very early in their career, but it's been a long time coming. To hear that will be mega interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm absolutely buzzing. Here he is now.
Coming inside, he plays it to Guardiola. Guardiola, good ball. Chance for O'Reilly. Nico O'Reilly makes it 1-1.
Nico, thank you very much for joining us. I want to start from the very beginning. Let's talk your entry into football.
So, I started when I was about four, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So I was at a few like grassroots teams. I was at 3, I think, 2 or 3 at the same time. So like, my mum would take me from one game to another in the same day, rushing around.
Right. Okay.
And then I got scouted. The first team that scouted was actually United.
Okay.
And then City came in for me, Liverpool, Everton. So before you sign your contract, you just train with all the teams. So I was doing that for a bit, and then I had a choice when I was under 8s, under 9s, of what team to sign for, and then I chose Man City. It was out of City and United, and I chose City because I thought training was a lot better.
Rock solid decision, you know, man. Easy call.
Reap the benefits.
Which teams were you playing for when you were younger? You might as well give them a shout out now.
It was Moston Tigers, Failsworth Dynamos. Yeah, they were the main two.
Okay. Are you a North Manchester boy?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, it's another one. We're reclaiming it.
That's like, so for like a kid, that's a big decision though, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, probably at the time you didn't even. It's just like you said, you just picked the one you enjoyed more. But looking back, that is like,
yeah, it was crazy.
Huge repercussions going forward.
And were you always an attacking mid?
So I first started off as a left back.
Okay.
When it was like 7-a-side, and then I got put in the middle. And then I was always attacking mid throughout my academy stages. I went striker a bit, and then now I've been going CDM a bit. So
it's funny, you know, that whole journey of being an attacker, and then next thing you just start falling
No.
backwards. That's just missed a few chances. Then next thing
That's what I was.
Next thing
I
you're
was
an anchor.
thinking.
Yeah, so
I've not heard of many people going up the pitch. Me.
So go on then. So why did you go
back?
backwards then? Why did you go backwards? If you were one striker, why are you talking about CDMs then? What happened?
I'm so big. Knock everything off the wall.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll give you that.
What's your favourite position though? Like if you were like, right, I'm gonna pick the starting 11, put me in. What's your one?
Box to box midfielder. Off the right, so I can cut in.
And that sounds like a lot of attacking talk. What's the box to box if you want to come off the right to like just finish?
Yeah, because when I get the ball in the pocket, cut in, bang it bins.
See this?
That when you come in.
Yeah, do you know what? I've never done that.
No, I can't say I have.
I've never done that. So you just what you prefer then? You prefer the goal scoring side to the defensive side?
Definitely.
Did you score a lot of goals then when you were in the academy?
Yeah, I'd say I would.
How many are we talking? Let's say under 15, 16 years. How many are we talking then?
I don't know. I can't put a number on it.
Okay.
But when I did score, there was like bangers.
Nah. He's not lying. The Middlesbrough one, and in the same week, the lob for United was
nice, yeah.
Understatement.
Okay.
Like
that was a good week for me. That one.
Yeah, the improvisation to do that as a non-footballer. I'm like, how did you think of that? How did you know your body could do that? And it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Kids these days, eh?
It's creativity. It's just whirling around. Got to get it done. Get the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, man. If you say so. To be fair, the reason I was asking about the striker thing is because I was a striker in the academy.
Yeah.
And then as I made my transition into the first team, I was then not even going forward for corners. I was standing on the halfway line as a defender. So it's heartbreaking sometimes. You know, it gets like that.
I felt that as well.
Yeah.
It's only because I was small and fast though. I went winning no hits.
Yeah, I had no excuse to be fair. But, you know, we're here now. Life's good.
So your positions have changed throughout your career. Who did you grow up idolising? Because I feel like you sort of, if there's a player you like, you're like, oh, I want to play in that position. But yours has changed. So have the players changed, or did you grow up with like one player?
No, I've always just liked watching like Ronaldinho, Neymar, just like the flary players, the skills and stuff. Yeah.
Watching them comps on YouTube and that.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, I got kicked out of ICT so many times. They're worth it though. Them like Neymar Santos days was like blew my mind. Unbelievable stuff. I want to talk to you about being like an Instagram generation. Like I was going through your Instagram. You posted like just a story of your first pro contract.
Yeah.
And it was just so nonchalant. It's just a picture of your trainers, just signed my first pro deal. And I'm like, you just one picture. Like at the time, is that your like personality style? Are you super chill, just a relaxed guy?
Yeah, no, I would say I'm laid back. But yeah, no, I think I was young then, so it was just.
You do differently now then?
Yeah.
What would you do differently? Maybe not a story, maybe like an actual post. Maybe pin it or
Makes a
something.
grid.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Or maybe a story, but like a proper picture
Okay.
with a better caption.
What was the caption again? Just sign your first deal, that was it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
little blue love heart, one of these. So honestly, like in my head, I know. Have you seen like the meme, the low key chill guy?
Yeah.
That's what the thing when I was going through it. I was like, that's the low key chill guy. I like it.
Well, do you know what? You do feel very, very chilled, yeah.
Yeah.
But has that changed since you've gone into the first team, or do you think you can still be the same person?
No, I think I can still be the same person, but when I step on the pitch, then I have to switch it up and then like be aggressive, show desire, all that kind of stuff. Like show that I want to fight. So, because I think that's like what I'm good at when I'm on the pitch. But off the pitch, yeah, I'm completely different.
Did it take you a while to be able to do that on the pitch, or is it something you've always been able to do, whether it's age group or like senior football?
I've always been able to do it, and I went through about 2 years of growing where I was struggling a lot with my legs. So then I thought, like, what's going on here? Well, I'm not doing this no more. And then gradually it just came back.
Okay.
We were talking off camera earlier about the footballing journey, you being in the academy from 8. What's that experience been like for you? I mean, it's all you know, but like when you speak to your friends and stuff, what are the major differences?
I don't know, it's just because a lot of the players here, like Rico and that, they was with me since that age. And it's just been a smooth journey, to be fair. Whereas my friends that play for different clubs, they've been in and out of different clubs and they found it a bit tough. Whereas here, it's just been smooth and it's been a good journey so far.
And you're talking there about your friends who've been at different clubs, but how about your friends who've never really been in an academy? Like, is there anything from their life that, say, you wish you could experience? Or are you just happy doing what you're doing?
There's elements, like they have a lot of free time. I wouldn't say I'm missing out on any of that stuff because I enjoy what I do.
Let's talk your first training session with the first team. What was that like? Because obviously it was warm weather training. Talk me through the whole process from, I don't know if it was a text, a phone call, like finding out to then being on the plane, being on the pitch.
So the first ever time I trained with the first team was when I was on under 16. And
That's wild.
I got a text from someone over in the academy saying, you need to go over the first team side for a certain time. So I did, and I was just nervous, as everyone would be. And it was like a little game that we had. And it was like, I was on a team with like Sterling, players like that, Fernandinho. And I thought I enjoyed it. I had a good session. I was only small then, so I was just trying to fit in. And then, gradually I was with them a bit more. Then we went to Abu Dhabi one time. I was with them for the full week. And then most recently, the pre-season tour, where I got some game time. And I just really enjoyed it.
How long did it take before you felt, say, less nervous going to the first team? Because I can understand where you're coming from, especially as under 16, to all of a sudden be with like that City side. Like the names you're talking about are like icons for City in this Premier League era.
Yeah.
Like how long would you say it took before you were just like settling in and you felt you could just be yourself?
I think when I turned in under 18, I was with them more. So when I was 16, I was just in and out, like rarely with them. Then 18, I was with them a bit more. I was still a bit. And then the season after that, that's when I was like, yeah, I feel good now.
Right, entertain me here, yeah. Talk me through, in a footballing term, like what the standards like with the first team when you train with them. Like obviously your academy team would be one of the best academy teams in the country. It's age group football.
Yeah.
But how big is that step from age group football to be playing in a training session with Man City?
It's crazy, like the tempo of it, like every single session, every day, it's just everyone's like 100%. The football's just so much quicker. You have to think so much faster, and obviously the players are better as well. So yeah, it is hard to adapt to at first, but then once you're in a rhythm, it makes you better as a player as well.
What are the thoughts when you go in? Is it like, let's just keep it simple, don't make any mistakes, or are you like, do you have the freedom to train as you would with the 18s, or are you very much like in your mind like, let's not do anything, let's not do too much, let's just do our job and get through the session?
At the start I was a bit like that, like just play simple, but now I just play my game, because that's what got me to over here. So I don't see why I should change any of that now.
And obviously, as we've seen, you're a very chilled out guy, yeah? And you said that under 18s you start to feel more settled. But then what was it like for you then when your first like seeing you start for the club is at Wembley? I think that's right, against Man United. Were you nervous for that, or were you like just excited for the occasion?
So before I was excited, and then I was walking out and I got a little bit nervous. Like obviously that stadium's massive. It was in a derby as well. Then got my first few touches out of the way. Then I was settled down, and then yeah.
And how do you look back at that game now? Like, is it something where you just feel really proud, or are you like a super critic for yourself, where you think about things you could have done, or was it just the moment itself was just the start of everything?
Bit of both. So obviously I am proud. I look back I watch the game back, I'm like, oh, could have done this better, could have done that better, but as a whole, yeah, I was proud of it.
It's awesome. Imagine making your debut at Wembley against United.
Unbelievable.
And winning as well.
Yeah.
Shouldn't forget that part. That's the
Yeah,
best bit.
that's the biggest bit,
So
yeah.
that's the best bit. Always will be.
Let's rewind back before that to Brighton in the matchday squad.
Yeah.
What's that like? Again, like I feel like I'm such a novice, but
No,
like that's
it's to be fair, I'm the
big
same.
deal,
This
right?
is fascinating because he's going through the same thing that I went through, but in a different era. So we are similar, but not the same.
Yeah.
So the way that you feel is the same way that I feel, and like it's different. Like, how does it feel? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
as you said, how does it feel to be in that squad for that Brighton game?
No, that was a crazy feeling actually. Obviously some of my friends was as well, who were a little bit older. But I was just itching to get on.
You're nervous to get on, or just itching to get on?
No, itching because at that point we'd already won the league.
Okay.
So like,
Okay.
it was one of them ones.
One of those easier ones, yeah.
Yeah.
See, it's always attacker's
Yeah.
privilege again, you know. He's thinking, oh, well, yeah, I might get on it. If I was the defender, I'd
A
be
few
nervous.
nice
thinking,
touches,
"Oh."
get a bop at the back.
Haaland scored a header
Yeah.
and it got ruled offside.
Ah.
It was, I think it was like 2-3-0 at that point. So I thought if that goal counted, maybe I could have got a chance.
Right. Be honest with me now then, especially since you're a young person. If coming on in that game, did you have a celebration lined up for if you scored?
No,
Do you ever have celebrations lined up for your goals?
no.
You thought you were a flair guy? Are you not? Flair
Yeah,
means you're going to score loads, so you should have something lined up now.
No, just whatever comes to the head.
Have you scored yet?
For the
First team?
Barcelona.
I did in pre-season.
Okay. How about, have you got a celebration lined up for when you score your first goal in a senior game?
First goals. If we're winning, knee slide, kiss the badge.
Ah,
Nice,
yeah,
yeah.
you heard it here
Can't go
first.
wrong.
You heard it
The
here
pictures
first.
will be
Yeah,
fire.
yeah. That'll be cold. Yeah, that'll be cold. I've got a lot of time for that. I'm looking forward to seeing it as well. Very much looking forward
Hopefully
to
it comes soon.
Yes, sir.
Pre-season though, what was that like? Scoring against Barcelona, like being across the tour, like it's an intense environment being on tour, right?
Yeah, no, it all just happened so quick. Because I wasn't expecting to like play as much as I did. And yeah, the quality of games were crazy as well. We had such a young team out that flew out to America. I was playing in Barcelona, AC Milan, Chelsea, Celtic, like all crazy teams, and it was a great tour.
I think the biggest takeaway for me was you looked mad comfortable.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't. It's like us talking now and it's saying, oh, like there was a step up and it was a big experience, but on the pitch, you shelved out on the line and you look so comfortable. Is that like a massive part of your game, or did you feel that in your head, or was it?
Yeah, and also the players around me, like Erling, Jack, Calvin, Kovo, like, they all just made me feel comfortable. I think that's a big part as like a young player going up. The rest of the team just making them feel comfortable, because it can be nerve-wracking, and it can get to you a bit. But yeah, Nadi was great with it.
Really good. And I guess that means that you're a type of person that has belief in himself anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
So then it must mean a lot for those senior players to believe in you as well.
Yeah.
You know, I'll be honest, from when I was younger, as a younger player, it wasn't necessarily the smoothest transition to get into a first team, because maybe they're a bit more hostile. But the way you talk about it there, like, a young player for me is always somewhere for a reason. And when people allow them to be themselves, you know, get the likes of Nico, he can be there and look like he's been there his whole life, because that's what he's been built for, isn't it?
What about like the little things? What about like when you're on the plane, when you're on the bus? Where do you sit? Like,
that's a great question.
Like,
this is what we really want to know.
How do you navigate that as a young player coming into a first team, but not only a first team, like a mega successful first team?
Yeah, so obviously Rico's been there for a few years, so like.
You try to sit next to him?
No. I just asked him like where's free?
Yeah.
So then on the plane so all the staff are first, then the players. So like the younger ones are right at the front.
Okay.
So I'm on like the front on the right side of the plane, and on the
Okay.
bus, and I'm near the front as well.
You see, I told you. It's a long way to the back.
Yeah.
It's a long way to those back seats. Could take
like
a few years, you know.
Little things like that. It's just you wouldn't even consider. Like the only thing I think of is like if you're playing with the year above. You can just get pulled
Yeah.
for like I'm probably not going to get any game time, but I get pulled out of lessons still.
It's true.
I'm on the bus. And it's like, I don't know any of these
But what
guys.
happens then when someone younger than you comes on that team bus? Like, all of a sudden, are you having to scoot towards the back?
Nah, so your seat's set then.
For the season.
Yeah, and then so say if someone's injured, then the younger one will get put in that seat.
Okay.
And then yeah, it just goes like that.
And what are your aspirations then, say, for the rest of this season, your personal ones? Now that you've had a taste of it.
Yeah, just to try and get as much game time as I can and make an impact when I do get the game time. Try and help the team out as much as possible.
What does that mean, though, for you when you say make an impact? Because for most people, impact is like scoring goals or something like that. What does impact mean for you with the football knowledge that you have now for this team?
Just all round, like scoring goals, assisting, defending the box, throwing people off the ball, winning the ball back, counters, stuff like that, just all round.
See, those little things. I don't know if you would have sensed this, but for me, when I was a player and there were younger players in there, the goals and assists are good, but everything else you mentioned afterwards is what builds trust.
Yeah.
Have you found that to be a feeling that you have when you train with this team, or is it more a case of, just the attacking side of things?
Yeah, no, I've definitely learnt that. Like the coaches, like Pep, the rest of the coaches were all like on me about my defending side, like 'cause it's so important. As much as attacking is also defending, and just having aggression with it, like not just doing it half-heartedly, like going in 100%.
Yeah. See, it's a
think,
lesson for everybody. Eh?
As a fan, you do. It's like as an attacking player, you come on. I hear impact. I think goal or assist. But I guess it's like almost that 1 minute that you score a goal wins our heart and minds. But in terms of the coaches, they see you every day, and it's like, right, can you bring what you're doing in training to the pitch?
Yeah.
Fight for your teammates, all of that, and it's stuff like that is.
For me, I think City have been one of the most complete teams in football history. And even though they score 100 goals, they tend to have one of the best defensive records as well. It's because everybody does everything that Nico's saying. It's not just the goals and assists, it's the totality. When teams don't have that, they don't win titles. They don't win the amount that City have won. They don't win FA Cups, Champions Leagues. They don't get to the point totals that they had. And I think that's just for me, that's a great insight into what goes on at the club. Because for some, as I say, they'll read how many goals, how many assists, but some of the most important players at times are the ones who don't necessarily register there because they glue everything together as well. But that's my little rant for now. I'll stop.
I feel like this isn't new territory, you being the youngest in the team. You've always played up, right? Which is like, I was looking through it and it's like, you're playing 18s, EDS. And I was like, oh, you're probably one of the youngest in the team. And has that been your football journey as an all? You've always been one of the youngest playing up?
Yeah. I've always been the youngest, like in my own team as well. Like I'm one of the younger ones with the 2 years, but no, I enjoy it. Like get a bit of banter here and there, youngest in the middle, all that stuff. But I enjoy it.
You spoke about the consistency. Like you said, it's been a fairly smooth ride all the way through, but there was an injury. There's been a big injury. How did you navigate that as like your first? Was it your first big injury?
Yeah.
Like how did you navigate that?
So at first I thought, oh, it's going to be nothing. Just ice it, run it off, be fine. And I had the scans, and it was like the whole ankle was just broke. So then at first I was like, it was okay because like they told me like 3-4 months, and then I had my surgery, started doing my rehab, and it just wasn't getting better. So I was like, I don't know what's going on here, and my ankle was just stiff, like I couldn't move it, and it was going on. It was just dragging, and I got through it eventually. And then it was the bit where I felt fine and I knew I could play, but I still couldn't play. That's the bit that got to me the most, because I just wanted to be back out there. And obviously the physios here are amazing, they know what's best, but it just frustrated me at the time, but I look back at it and it was all worth it.
Did you ever lose like trust in your body? Like I've had injuries before, and you almost don't want to do something because you're like, oh, it might react, like might do it again. I mean, the break's different, like, but even that, was it? Did you manage to get yourself back in the headspace where it's like, I can do what I was doing before, like I'm sweet here?
Yeah, so I had about 3 months left to the end of the season, so I just got it strapped up every day. And then from the start of this season onwards, I just left it, no strapping, because now I have full trust in it. Whereas back then, I was a bit like 50-50 with it. But yeah, now it feels fine.
I want to know more about you. What do you do in your spare time?
Just nap.
Hobbies, napping.
Yeah, any gaming or anything like that?
When games come out,
Yeah.
I'll play it the first 2 weeks,
And then what?
then I'll forget about it.
No games at all now?
Like, FIFA's already done.
Done. Okay.
Done.
Just chilling then, literally just napping. That's your main thing.
Yeah.
Do you not throw on like a little series or something, like some background noise? I'm a big fan of background noise. So I have,
Yeah,
like, my go-to.
I love music. Series, movies. When I find one that I like, then I'll just like binge watch it. But
What's the most recent one?
most recent one, Outer Banks.
Nathan Ake said the same thing. I couldn't really get into it. I'll be honest
Yeah,
with you.
it takes a bit of time, but they've just got new seasons out. Like I watched Power,
Yeah.
the storybook too,
Okay, nice.
but I'm waiting for more episodes of that.
You mentioned music. You got to be specific. What are we listening to? Is it classical music? Is it a bit of jazz? You know,
No,
it's a bit of hip hop,
no,
bit of
no.
rock, death metal. What are you into?
No.
What is it?
Just American rap, UK rap.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did you fancy yourself as a rapper when you were younger?
Nah.
You sure?
Definitely not.
Most youngsters have got
Not
like
even
at
a
least
little
at least
hairbrush in the mirror
the
at
16 bars like in the back pocket now. Nothing for you.
No. I got a few freestyles here and there.
Hey, see, I knew it. See, I told you.
You got it.
I knew it. I absolutely knew it.
Who inspires you?
My mum.
Good answer. Love that.
Why does she inspire you?
Just from like, I've always been by her side my whole life, so it's just been, she's like brought me up by herself for most of my life, and yeah, I just look up to her of how far she's come and how far she's brought me.
Yeah. Does she know that? Does she know that you inspire
Yeah.
her? Okay. That's nice.
What's like your favourite memory when like you close your eyes and you like your core you and your mum memory?
I can't pick just one. I think just when I was younger, just helping each other out. She'd take me to training. I'd go to work with her because no one could mind me. Sit in the car and wait for her. I think, yeah, just how far we've come together, and it's just crazy.
Shout out to Mumsy. Always a shout out to Mumsy. Yeah.
When I was doing my research, you were described as, I've got the quote here, a skillful, dynamic midfielder. But how would you describe yourself as a player?
It's a good question, that, you know.
It's a good
tough, I
question.
think.
Because he knows whatever he says now is going to stick with him forever. How would you describe
Add
yourself?
more pressure
Yeah,
onto it.
no pressure, yeah,
Put
but
the
everybody's
pressure on.
listening, yeah. You've got me, you know.
It's a good question, though. It's
It
tough.
I'd say powerful.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'd say intelligent.
yeah,
That's all I got.
yeah.
Sounds
Do you know
like
what? He's going to be a defensive mid when he's older. You're going to be a 6.
Yeah, that was
100% going to be a 6. 100% going to be a 6.
We'll play this back when you're
when you're like wiping people out as a 6 in a few years' time. Remember this moment.
powerful, intelligent.
It's not happening.
Powerful, intelligent, number 6 makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense. Look how much you hate saying that.
Right, now finally, what we always do on the podcast, we have a question from the previous guest for you, and then we have you ask a question to the next guest.
Okay.
But we don't know who it's going to be, so it can be a question about anything. Let's stay away from football, let's try to get to know the person.
Okay.
But the one before was Casa Kasparai, and she wanted to know, what is your go-to coffee order?
Definitely doesn't drink coffee.
I don't drink coffee.
Yeah.
Are you a hot drink sort of guy?
Not really. I'll go to Starbucks now and again and get hot chocolate.
I knew he was going to say hot chocolate.
I said that as well.
I knew I was
Everyone, they can't go wrong with hot chocolate. Can't go wrong, especially in this sort of weather.
I'm back in it, yeah.
Lovely.
Absolutely.
Your question for the next person.
Oh,
Could be anything at all.
anything.
Anything at all.
Who do you think is the most annoying teammate?
Okay.
It'll either be one where they really think about it, or they'll wheel it off straight away. It'll be instant.
Yeah.
And it's just
I feel like he might get a few votes himself.
Definitely not.
Yeah, I think he might,
No.
I think he might. Who'd yours be? Who's your most annoying teammate?
It's for the next person.
Right. See,
That would be-
that's clever. I like what you did there.
Imagine the
Love
next
to.
one they say you.
Yeah, like
Nah.
But Nico, thank you very much, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
The unbeatable official Manchester City podcast. Watch the full video version of this show via City Plus now.